Hey, what's going on, everybody? So it's a long time no talk, I guess. Um, it's been a while. I'm back from the roughly about a month being on the road. Um, Man, it's hard. It's hard. Don't let anyone tell you that it's easy being out. You just drive around and deliver and stuff like that. It's not too bad, but you're home away. You're away from home a lot. So anytime you get to come home and just relax and sleep in your own bed and have home cooked meals and you can use the restroom whenever you want. Just the small things. Um, so with that being said, um, how I've had a couple people ask me how training's going, how TNT's going with the new trainer. It's good. Is it much different from the first one? Yes. I mean, it's way different. It's night and day, really. Are there a few quirks? Of course. I mean, it's going to be like that with no matter who you get. It's may not be the way you would do things, or when you would go home, or where you would stop. It's just you know, it's one of those things you kind of have to deal with when you're teaming with somebody. I mean, even if you were with, like, let's say your wife or your husband, and and you guys were team driving. Maybe she wants to stop here, but you want to go there. Maybe she wants to stop at this time, but you want to stop at that time. It's not different just because they're family or because you know them. So yeah, I mean, it's I came back for Easter. My family didn't know I was coming back to see him, so did that. I don't know when we're leaving. I honestly don't. Easter was yesterday, so today's Monday. I wanted to be back for my birthday, which is actually next week. So I don't know what's going to happen. I think because either way, I still get paid whether I drive or not. When I'm in TNT, I still get paid. Um, I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know if we're going to take this week and next week. I had heard that he might like take his kids with him, and go do a few loads or whatever. So I'm not sure. But yeah, we'll just kind of see how it goes, and I'm hoping to be back next week because it's not only my birthday, but it's my niece's birthday. So that was kind of the main reason to be back was for that. Um, Other than that, I mean, there's really not a whole lot to talk about. So um, Honestly, like it hasn't really not much has changed. I mean, you do your paperwork, you drive, and take care of your clock, and that's about it. We've traveled to different places. I think now I've been to Pennsylvania, Missouri, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, and I mean, but maybe Illinois, maybe one or two other places. It sounds like it's more of like the east of the Mississippi kind of thing, and it kind of is. Because there's still weather going on out there in the west side of the Mississippi. You got little snowstorms going on with Wyoming barely being open. It seems like how they're getting the stuff delivered up there, it's beyond me. Um, but if it was me, I'd avoid that place at all costs. If I could help it, especially being a lease op. I plan on being a lease op. I'm going to tell them, like, look, I don't want to go anywhere near that place. I'll stay east of the Mississippi. I'll run the East Coast all day, or the southern parts, but I'm not going to go anywhere up the Northwest, and Northeast even. Um, but it's that's just a me thing. So I had a couple people ask me a few things. They were asking me about how long TNT is. So TNT was okay. So I'm gonna tell you how it is, like, just basically for everybody in general. It was 30,000 miles. It's now 50,000 miles, which means all dispatched miles. So whether you drive or not, those miles count towards, your 50,000 miles or whatever. Now, I say that just as an in general because it depends on who you are. Now, if you drove, let's say for Swift for 10 years and you drove over the road, you decide to come to Prime, and you, first of all, you have a certain amount of time before they say, no, 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 you got to go through our training again. You got to do 50,000 miles or whatever it might be. So let's say you leave from Swift, I don't know, a couple days ago, and you decide to switch companies and drive for Prime instead. You don't have that 50,000 mile requirement. So it's different for everybody. They have different seats, an A seat, a B seat, all the way, I think, down to D or something like that. I mean, and each one entails something different depending on your experience, your training level, et cetera, et cetera. Um, but if you're kind of like wanting to go to prime, start your trucking career, that kind of thing, 50,000 miles. And like I said, you can pretty much maybe guesstimate it to be about 60,000 miles, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. I heard that when you upgrade, the wait for the trucks is about 4 weeks out. So everything's starting to get back on track, but it's still dragging. But hopefully by the time I'm done with training, I don't have that wait. Because I still got probably I would guess another month, maybe two, depending on the loads. Freight's been kind of shit. It's been kind of terrible. You might get. I mean, we're getting loads. 800 mile loads, stuff like that. Now, getting the big long team loads that I would love. That way, I could, finish training a lot faster. Not getting them. I think we had one that was 29,000, about 1,800 miles, something like that. So, it's a wait. It's definitely a wait. Just don't let anybody or any company tell you that no, that's not like that, and you'll get plenty of miles and blah 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 blah. It's all bullshit. Their freight is not better than somebody else's freight, or they're not getting more rather than the other. So everyone's real slow. So don't let anybody tell you. When you go to like, well, I talked to Swift and they told me they have all the freight and Prime doesn't have nothing. It's not true. Everyone's in the same boat, even local companies. They're all in the same boat. They have to get their stuff delivered from somewhere else too. So, the company I used to work for before. So don't let anyone tell you any different. Now that I'm back home, I dropped off a couple things. I know we had talked about before, stuff that you would bring with you on the truck. Now, one thing, it's really, I suggest to bring it maybe the first time, and if you don't need it, drop stuff off for home time. But I brought we'll call it a urinal jug. Because you see guys doing it in Gatorade bottles and things like that, and it might gross you out, but I mean, that's just the reality of it. Like I told you before, I'm not going to I'm not going to beat around the bush for you. This is the no bullshit, how it looks, how it really is out there on the road. And I get it, sometimes depending on where you're at, it's cold, you may not want to get out of the truck, that kind of thing. But honestly, every time we've parked at a truck stop, if I need to use the restroom, just walk up there, stretch my legs, I'll smoke a cigarette, maybe talk on the phone. So not really a big deal, so, and then when it gets to be nighttime, depending on where you're parked, 9 times out of 10, if you're not parked right in the middle, there's always grass behind you. Usually, most places, 9 times out of 10, 99.9% of the time. So if you're parked on the edges, there's usually grass back there. And you can usually go between the trailers and, use the restroom in the grass. You don't have to walk up there. Am I telling everybody to do that? No, I'm just saying there's options. You don't have to just have a jug. My trainer doesn't have one. I had one, but I'm not going to use it because I'm actually able to stop and, all of that we got into before. But I'm going to drop it off and I don't need it. Let's see. I'm going to pick up 2 more pillows. Like I said, if you go, it tells you, the Prime website tells you to bring 1 pillow. If you can sleep on 1 pillow, more power to you. I can't. So I'm picking up 2 more pillows and taking them with me. And it's going to just make it much more comfortable in my bunk up top whenever I am up top. I'm going to bring some, Tide Pods. So if you have when you go and do laundry, bring pods. Don't bring the liquid. Yes, liquid is cheaper. It is cheaper, but the pods are a much better space saver. That you can, and I'm telling you, you don't want to buy detergent at these gas stations. Now, if you get lucky and your trainer could be able to take you to a Walmart or something like that nearby, good luck. But typically, anytime that I've been to Walmart, it's been when we're at a terminal. So we were at the Springfield terminal. We drove down the street to the Walmart, that kind of thing. But so far, being on the road, we have not gone to a Walmart. It's always been a truck stop, and they are crazy expensive for detergent. I think for a 6 loads, just 6 loads, and the liquid detergent, I think they wanted like $15 or something like that. It's insanely expensive, so don't do it. The Tide Pods are a little more expensive. You go to your local grocery store or wherever you shop, but in the long run, you can just throw 1 in, and that'll take care of the 1 load of laundry. I try to only do 1 load of laundry. So I run all my stuff on cold. If you want to sit there all day and do it on hot and all that stuff and put bleach, by all means, go ahead. But I'm not going to do that, So I just throw everything on cold, throw a pot in there, and then dry. So yeah, anytime you guys get a chance to stop at a terminal and take a shower and eat and do your laundry, do it. Even if you don't need to do laundry, maybe you got like 2 shirts, 2 pants, and some socks. Just do it anyway because it's 50 cents usually. I think the Manuka terminal up near Chicago was 75 cents a load. 75 to wash, 75 to dry. And I think in Springfield it was 50. Now I could be wrong. I don't remember it being 75, but it's 50 cents basically, 50 cents or 75 cents. Now, if you want to do it at like a Flying J, it's 325 or 350 to wash, and then another 325 or 350 or whatever it is to dry. So you're talking about spending close to what, $7, $8 just to wash and dry at a truck stop. And sometimes you have to do that. Now then I would make sure I had one full load. That way I didn't have to spend more than I needed to. But again, it's just it's just the way it is. And a lot of times you can usually hit a terminal usually by the time it's time to do laundry usually. But again, don't count on me. It's all depending on where you're at and things like that. I don't really have a whole lot to say, honestly. You guys, and I try to answer your questions when you guys comment. So that's what I've been doing lately. But if you guys want to see certain videos, or you want to see the way things are done, or if you want me to do a video on I don't know, I think I made one about stuff to bring and things like that. All I can say is really, if you're new and you're getting ready to go TNT, talk to your trainer. Tell them, hey, this is what I've got. Should I bring this, and this? And I know it's kind of weird because you don't know the guy and you're telling him, blah, 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 this is what I'm bringing. But he hopefully that trainer understands you've never been out on the road. So you're trying to make sure that you have everything you need, and you want him to make, honestly, you would want him to make sure that you have all your stuff. That way he doesn't have to, guys don't have to stop somewhere and always find something, or you're having to buy it out on the road. Hopefully he understands you're not going to be making very much money. That $900 a week they tell you is $900 a week guaranteed. That's $900 a week before taxes. And if you've got child support and taxes, and if you got the health care and all that, you're not going to make shit. I can tell you right now, you're not going to make shit because the health care by itself is like $200. I don't know if that's split up between per month or how. It doesn't say, on the little paper they give you, but I haven't gotten it. Because if it is a week, I'm not making shit. I'll make maybe $200 a week, and I can't do that. So, I drove like I think 3 or 4 days, 11 hours straight. 11 hours on my clock, and I didn't make much more. I only made maybe like $100 more, something like that. So don't think that you're gonna be making buku money on being TNT. That's not gonna happen. That's why a lot of people just try to get through their miles as quickly as possible, because that's when you're going to make more money than you're making now. I mean, hell, even if you're making $1,500 a week, that's better than making $500 a week, right? So, all I can say is do your best to learn as fast as you can. Do your best to learn as fast. If you got questions, ask them. No matter how stupid they are, man. If your trainer is telling you it's a stupid question, you're with the wrong guy. You're going to have questions that are probably stupid. But if you have a good trainer, he's not going to tell you, no, that's not a stupid question. You just don't know. So I'm not going to sit here and jump your ass for it and tell you how stupid it is. You just don't know, and maybe they can explain it in a way that does make sense to you. Just it's like, again, we talked about this before in other videos, getting a good trainer is just luck of the draw. There's no way to ensure that you get a good trainer. There's no way to ensure that you get, no way to ensure you get a good trainer from Prime. Now, if you know a guy, like let's say it's a family friend or if a buddy of yours or whatever, that's different, because you kind of know, yeah, that guy's going to train me. He can train me. And he's already willing to know that I'm going to go with him. That's different. And what I'm talking about is when you go on there and fill that email out and they have you do, like I said, they'll have you do like this matching thing, and that's supposed to match you up to a trainer. That's all bullshit. It's not going to, that doesn't do anything. That's like some, I don't know if it's like a mental exercise or what it is, but that's no way to ensure you're going to get a good trainer. Like I said, I didn't want to be the guy with multiple trainers. I wanted to get my first trainer, knock these miles out, get my own truck, and that's it. And then I can decide when I want to go home, and I can, if I got stuff coming up, I know when I can, go back home, and I can plan, stuff for my family and go on vacations and all that stuff. And right now I can't do that, so like I said, it's all luck of the draw. It's just one of those things, and hopefully you guys get good trainers when you just do decide. Um, I know videos kind of like when I'm on the road, videos are hard to come by. For one, like we talked about this before, like Wi-Fi is at like truck stops is terrible because you're not the only one trying to use it. You got to imagine, look at the truck stops if you ever go by one. All those people out there, let's say half of them don't have internet. They're all trying to use that Wi-Fi too. Not to and that's just truck drivers. You're not even talking about employees. You're not talking about people that are driving in RVs, buses, traveling across the country. Like in cars or whatever. And then all of their devices that are trying to get on. And then you've got maybe the store using it. It's just there's no way. So a lot of times I have to wait till I get good service with my phone and try to upload videos. So usually I try to just answer comments on the videos that I do have. So yeah, I can tell you that I didn't bring all my stuff home. Just to kind of wrap the video up. I mean, there's really not very much to talk about. Nothing's really changed so far. And again, like I talked about before in other videos, I try to not bother my trainer. He even though he knows I make videos, he's like, "Oh, I can hold your phone for you and all this stuff." But I try not to bother him because, like I said, I know that when I get done driving, I'm tired, and the first thing I don't want to do is wake up and try to help somebody record a video. Um, so, let's see. I had a laundry bag that I had just done laundry, I think at one of the terminals, and so I just wore that, or not wore that, but I brought that home, and so I can it's got plenty of shirts, plenty of shorts, and it's pretty warm here, so that's what I decided to do. You don't need to bring all your stuff home. You don't need to bring your ID home, nothing like that. You don't need to bring most of that stuff. You just, it can stay on the truck. Pillows and blankets. Now, if you want to wash that stuff, you could bring that, but really don't need to bring it. I bring it home with you anyway. Let's see. I'm trying to think of anything that would be helpful to you guys. My trainer got a TV. Well, he's had a TV. But having a TV, that seems like something I would be doing. He's got one of the full refrigerators. You see some guys with little baby refrigerators, but he's got one of the big, I think he called them a dorm one. It's huge. He doesn't keep a lot of stuff in there, just personal drinks. Like if he goes to this gas station, he might get, I don't know, 3 or 4 of those body armors and something else, and he'll stick them in the fridge. But since this guy, it would be my second trainer, obviously, but he hasn't cooked anything. He doesn't have anything to cook with on the truck or anything. I don't know if that's by choice or maybe he doesn't want to do that or whatever. Or maybe he goes home enough not to worry about it or anything. But typically he'll stop and grab McDonald's or something like that. But I think I want to try to cook on the truck, and I get it. Some guys like they drive all day and they get stopped, and what they don't want to do is take out all this crap and try to try to cook or whatever. And then they talk about having to do dishes and clean all that stuff up, and I get it. But paper plates, throwaway silverware. I mean, I guess it would be just another cost on top of that, so I understand it, but. Still, I mean, at minimum, I think you should have stuff for sandwiches. That way you can make a sandwich. That you don't have to. There's no dishes or cooking utensils you need or anything like that. That's my opinion. But again, to each his own. Kind of a random video. I didn't really plan on what was I going to sit down and talk about or anything like that. Like I said. I try to, I actually had 3 or 4 videos made that I was out when I was on the road, but I didn't get a chance to, really finish them or, anything like that. So I didn't like them, so I didn't really upload them. And honestly, it wasn't that great. What I should have done, I should have made a video at the Manuka terminal. That way you guys could see it. But it's not like the normal terminal you see in Springfield, Pittston, and Salt Lake. It's like a little baby terminal. It's got like a lounge area. There's no North Star grill, nothing like that. I don't think there's really anyone that works out of there, like as far as like dispatch or anything like that. They do have like mechanics and things, and they got showers and they got laundry and you do all that. But as far as like how big Springfield is, and I haven't been to Pittston, but Salt Lake and all that, nowhere near it. It's like a little baby terminal. Think of it like a pit stop. It has an area to park and all that stuff, and it's pretty nice. I mean, we parked right in the front row, and it was tons and tons of parking, and so we could just walk in and out as we needed to and use the restroom, and we could get drinks they had in there, and They had a little fridge with food. You take it out, you scan it in a little thing they had there. And I didn't see an ATM. I'm sure they've got one. I didn't see one. I honestly wasn't looking for one. Showers are more like locker room showers. So you go into the men's or women's bathroom, and then there's another door you walk into, and then there's showers in there. It's not like the Springfield one where it's got like its own room, you know, and its own toilet and all that stuff. It doesn't have all that, but again, not that many people there, so it's not that bad. So that's all I got. I just want to let you guys know that I'm home. I don't want to. I'm the only one here right now. My wife is at work and with the kid. So I just wanted to make a quick video. I say quick, it's 20 minutes. I do this every time. But if you guys see me at a terminal, something like that, see me out and about, man, don't be hesitant to come and talk to me. You know, for truck drivers, you know, just to sit down and talk to somebody else other than either yourself, your wife, or your trainer is kind of nice. So, because we both ain't got shit going on if we're both at a truck stop park. So, if you see me at a terminal, whatever, come talk to me. I'm pretty cool. I'm laid back, you know. So yeah, man, you guys stay safe. I think on the next video we'll talk about just recently they had the safety meeting. They talked about the scaling and using all the tools available to you and not having to bother customers and, you know, things like that. You know, just to kind of, in my opinion, before I do make that video, in my opinion, you know, when you say don't bother the customers, I think the customers know that. Right, so when they overload the shit out of you and they know you're overloaded and you need them to rework it, and then they've already been telling us, our company, don't bother the customer. Well, they know that, so let me just let them deal with it, and then they're not going to come bother us because their company tells them not to come bother us. But in reality, you know, if we go to weigh the shit and it's way over and we can't do anything about it, guess what? We're coming back and you're going to fix it. You know, or it's going to stay there. You know, you can have somebody else take it and get pulled over and get a ticket because that doesn't go on the company. That goes on you. You know, so, but we'll get into that on the next video. It frustrates me, and I know it frustrates other drivers. So, and there's a couple stuff that I want to talk about that I've seen on the Prime. I say Prime, but the informal Prime Facebook groups on there. So, anyways, you guys stay safe. I'm gonna finish out my home time here. I don't know how long I'll be home. Like I said, it could be the rest of this week and next week. Couldn't tell you. I'd be surprised if we left sometime this week, only to come back next week. Again, but it wouldn't surprise me, so I don't know. But you guys stay safe. If you guys have any questions, man, let me know. If you guys want to see videos, something I'm missing, if you want to see the stuff that we do on the truck and all that good stuff, then I'll do that. Man, just let me know. Like I said, I'm an open book. I don't bite. So, yeah, you guys stay safe, and we'll catch you on the next one. See you guys.